All right, guys. We are live. We are live. We are live. Okay, if you ever start the stream. Yeah, I put it to 6:45 by accident by StreamYard. I meant to put like 6:55. Either way, if it was 6:55, it would have been 3 minutes late anyway. I had to get me a water. But what's going on, guys? Hopefully you guys are seeing me just fine here. I'm about to check on my channel real quick. See if I am live just to make sure. StreamYard never failed me before, but just to make sure, this is a Kid Blue stream after all. All right, looks like we're all right. Looks like we are okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome on to another stream here, and we're going to be talking about, I guess, the Daniel Jones to Mac Jones. Oh, my God. This is such a disappointing loss, man. Such a disappointing loss. A huge letdown, a huge humbling moment, right? In which that I think was inevitable, right? I think as Giants fans, we were kind of brought down to earth a little bit. We kind of were, admittedly so, and me too. We're having all thoughts of us actually winning out, right, after the Seattle win, because obviously we didn't think we would beat Seattle in the way we did in that dominating fashion. So we always, we all thought that maybe this team could win out. The Giants had a huge humbling moment right now against the Arizona Cardinals, and this week just seems to be getting worse and worse by the second here, as Washington is about to beat the 49ers. So we didn't get the good 49ers, right? The 49ers are such a Jekyll and Hyde team this year. We didn't get the good 49ers today. We got the terrible 49ers, and they are down 23-7. And then we have the Philadelphia Eagles, who just got a forced fumble on Taysom Hill. For whatever reason, this New Orleans Saints decide to start Taysom Hill over Jameis Winston once again. There's no way, there's absolutely no way Taysom Hill looks better than Jameis Winston in practice. I can't see it. I absolutely can't see it. So we have that going for us, and the Cowboys won today as well. So the Cowboys win, Washington's about to win, and Philly is still in question because they're tied 17-17. Man, so the whole NFC East is about to win except the Giants. The Giants are going to go down to 5-8. Currently, the currently the Washington football team has the 17-14. All right, 17-14. Currently, the Washington football team is in the lead now, since they are 5-7 and the Giants are 5-8. And they will probably keep that lead as they look like they're about to beat the 49ers. Now, the 49ers are driving right now. I have NFL Red Zone, so I'm watching, just a bunch of games right now, whatever they're showing. And 49ers are about to score here. They're trying to get in with Juszczyk, and he gets in. 23-14, awaiting the extra point. 23-13, awaiting the extra point to make it 23-14. But you guys can go off and, kind of tell me what are your thoughts are in this game. I invited the hub on. If there is any other content creators that want to jump on here, and I'm just going to allow content creators, guys. I don't want, we've been getting trolled. So let me put on Twitter here. Oh man, D-Hop killed the zone as well. Yeah, I guess it's James Bradberry is not playing as up to par in these past 2 weeks. I know we keep defending him and stuff like that. It's just call it how it is, okay? Just call it out how it is. James Bradberry is still playing well, but he's regressing from the previous 12 weeks he's been playing, right? He's not been playing completely up to par in these past 2 games. I think the hub just texted me back. Let me see if he did. He said, "What time?" I'm on right now, hub. I'm on right now. Let me respond to him. I think Gettleman stays through 2021 and new GM 2022. And we'll draft a new quarterback. Well, that's if the Giants don't progress from here, right? That's if the Giants don't progress. And the 49ers just went for 2 when they converted. So I don't know what Hub said there. Yo, it's not his fault. They're putting him in cover 3, and they're throwing him out routed. I'm gonna have to watch the film. I wasn't specifically looking at James Bradberry. Broadcast film doesn't really show, but yeah. Oh my God, might be busy. Don't forget 9. But yeah, tank for Mac Jones. Well, what's going on with Mac Jones right now? Is he even going out in this draft? I don't know. Why was Blake Martinez trying to cover D-Hop? I assume he wasn't intentionally they were probably playing zone coverage, and DeAndre Hopkins was out in the middle of the zone. That's probably what you're talking about there. I don't know the specific play you're talking about, but James Bradberry followed D-Hop most of the game. But D-Hop is DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, and throwing him out routes against our cover 3. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to watch the film. Hey, KB, only one team has scored less points than us. It's the Jets. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. The Giants did not play well today. Nothing went their way. They got blown out for the second time this year. Bradberry was barely on. Why do we keep saying that? Why do we keep saying that? Like we're trying to defend James Bradberry all the time. Jesus Christ, man. These guys said that last week too, and I'm not taking out any frustration on you, Edward Chan, but everybody keeps saying that. They said that last week as well. The 5 catches for 80 yards that Metcalf had. James Bradberry wasn't even covering. Yes, he was. Okay, James Bradberry's gonna let off yards sometime. He's not gonna be perfect all the time. Jesus Christ, man. He was on him. That's it. This hurts. Big Bang 75. Yes, this does hurt. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. It hurts a lot. It's a humbling moment. Listen, the Giants aren't where they want to be. And listen, we shouldn't be that mad about it. We really should not be that mad about it. All right. But it's just disheartening because the Giants are in a position to win the NFC East, and we're seeing it being stripped right from our hands. Right from our hands because we were in the top of the NFC East, and the rest of the NFC East are winning right now. Let's see. Where was Darnay Holmes? Darnay Holmes was hurt in this game. He was not able to play. So we saw a lot of exterior mechanic. I could join 7:45, but then if I have 10 minutes, if you're cool with that. Hub, I'm on right now. Knee injury, yeah. He was hurt. I don't know if the Hub is watching this right now. Let's see. But yeah, Daniel Jones should not have played in this game. I've said this already, guys. How many times do I have to say this? Right? We had some people out here saying, listen, if Daniel Jones could play, let him play. I would hope everybody would see, oh my God, not another interception. Oh my God. Matt Ryan just threw another interception. Jesus. But I was telling everybody, man. If Daniel Jones cannot play, if Daniel Jones cannot play, I'm getting my freaking train of thought messed up here. I got people texting me. If Daniel Jones cannot play, if he's still hurt, he should not play, right? He should not start this game. Everybody was saying, but if Daniel Jones is okay, if Daniel Jones seems like he could play, he could protect himself, as Joe Judge says, that he should play. I think now, Giants fans alike and the Giants organization know that they should not mess around with this injury. They shouldn't have messed around with this injury. If Daniel Jones is not clear to play, because this just ruined our whole entire playoff hunt, right? Our playoff run. This just ruined that. And everybody's talking about, well, next man up, Colt McCoy. Okay, I'm okay with starting Colt McCoy for Seahawks, and Cardinals until Daniel Jones could come back. But now we're in a position where Daniel Jones might miss the rest of the year for this game. This is exactly what I was talking about last week against the Seattle Seahawks. So the Giants actually listened and they didn't put Daniel Jones in the game. But now they're like, okay, he missed one game. Let's put him out for this game. Now that just put the last 3 games in jeopardy. That's my issue. It's not about babying the quarterback, as some people have been saying. It's not about that. This is not about babying Daniel Jones. It's about putting our best guys in position to play, to be available. Because now that we threw Daniel Jones out of here, though, to try to play in this game with one leg, now Colt McCoy is in position to start against the Browns, the Ravens, and the Dallas Cowboys, who we should beat. We should beat the Dallas Cowboys, but that's with a healthy Daniel Jones. Now the Giants are in position to lose out, and this is not me over-exaggerating and say, oh, we lost one game and now you think we're going to lose. No, this is not me thinking that. This is me saying now we're without our quarterback, and whether or not you think Daniel Jones is a good quarterback or not, or you want to tank for Trevor, or whatever the case may be, the offense runs a lot better with Daniel Jones in the lineup. NYG31 said it in my comment section. I thought he made a very good point. He mentioned the RPOs. The RPOs were not present in this game because Daniel Jones was not the same. All right? Daniel Jones was not the same in this game, so the RPOs were not present. And that's a huge part of the offense. Well, DJ did not seem to hurt his hammy again, but rolled off his ankle. But if he is not 100% next week, we can play Colt and have Jones healthy for Ravens. We will see. No, here's the thing, though, Marjorie. Here's the thing. If Daniel Jones might not even play the rest of the season, the guy might be hurt the rest of the season. Justin Herbert has a huge throw. I'm watching NFL Red Zone right now, but O-line wasn't playing well today, but they'll bounce. And yes, here's the thing. I said this in my video. Here's the thing. I know the O-line was bad. This is not me sticking up for the O-line in any sort of way, but there were about 2 sacks out of the 9, about 2 or 3 sacks out of the 9 where Daniel Jones just sat there waiting to be sacked. It reminded me a lot of Eli Manning in his last days, right? Yes, the offensive line was not great back then, but in Eli Manning's last days, he didn't do the offensive line any favors by staying like a statue in the pocket, right? And just sitting there like a sitting duck because you're immobile. Daniel Jones was immobile in this game. He was not able to get out the pocket. So now, the offensive line, there was one of the sacks where Daniel Jones was sacked from the interior. He was sacked from the interior. He couldn't go anywhere because he had no mobility. And the Giants actually gave him a clean pocket for about a good 3 or 4 seconds, which is the average time an NFL pocket lasts in the NFL. So it's not completely on the offensive line. Daniel Jones has some to do with it as well. Now, there is the whole thing about the whole 3rd and 1 situation. Now we're seeing reports coming out that, Daniel Jones didn't audible that. I have to watch that on film because I don't believe what a player says. I don't believe what a coach says. They'll always say anything to defend themselves. And I'm sure Daniel Jones would say, yeah, that was me. I called the audible. We had a better chance with Colt if Daniel Jones was not 100%. See, I'll go back and forth with this, Muzz, because at the same time, I don't even think Colt McCoy throws for as many yards Daniel Jones did, and the guy only threw for 135. I don't think Colt McCoy throws for many yards. I really don't. Like that deep play to Golden Tate, I don't think Colt McCoy makes that play. Daniel Jones and Golden Tate had a pretty good relationship downfield when it comes to that. I don't think Colt McCoy makes that play, and that was pretty much the biggest play. That was like a 50-yard play, right? But take that away, and Colt McCoy has like 80 yards or something like that, I don't think Colt McCoy really gave us a huge chance of winning, but I do get what you're saying. But even with Colt McCoy in the lineup, you can't run the RPOs. You can't run those bootlegs and stuff like that with Colt McCoy in the lineup. So you're limiting your playbook just as much as if Daniel Jones was immobile. So I pretty much think it was just a fair shot. For a DJ apologist, you are very objective with him compared to most on Giants Twitter, blaming every circumstance to cuddle him. Yeah, listen, I embrace the name, right? I embrace the Dave Gettleman apologist. I embrace the name of the Daniel Jones apologist. But at the same time, I'm still going to criticize these guys when they need to be criticized. Daniel Jones was in no position. And if I'm being honest, it was a little bit selfish for Daniel Jones to put him out there with a banged up hamstring. Now, I do get one situation, right? In one situation, the Eagles are up 24-14, and oh my God, Jameis Winston is still not playing. But what was I saying? I don't remember. But Daniel Jones should not have played. Okay, with hamstring injuries, sometimes you don't know you're hurt until you don't know you're completely healed until you actually test it out, right? So Daniel Jones, I will give him one benefit of the doubt. He may have thought he was okay, but once he started playing, he was like, oh, damn, I can't do this. I can't run. I can't, I'm going to have to take the sack. I can't run RPOs, things like that. And Joe Judge admitted to that in the post-game reaction. He said that he already knew before the game started that the Giants weren't going to be doing the same things that if Daniel Jones was completely healthy. He acknowledged Daniel Jones wasn't 100% healthy, and he still put him in. And you know what's funny? Last week, everybody was saying, oh, Daniel Jones should play. He feels good. He should play. Don't baby the quarterback. Why are we babying the quarterback? He should play, right? And I told everybody, okay, let's say Daniel Jones played against Seattle, and Daniel Jones re-aggravated his hamstring injury, causing him to miss the rest of the season. There goes your playoff run. Because I'm sorry, we're not making a playoff run with Colt McCoy. Sorry. I don't care how much Wayne Gallman runs the ball. You're just not doing it. All right? You're going to get lucky once in a while, like Seattle, right? But I guarantee you're not going to be in a position to make the playoffs with Colt McCoy starting as your freaking quarterback. And now I'm being proved right. But the week after, as Taysom Hill was sacked again. Where's Jameis Winston? Where's the cereal box? Everybody unload the cereal box, man. Where the hell is Jameis Winston? Save me, Jameis. Save me. Taysom is garbage. He's hot garbage. Hot. What is it? Second down. Come on, Taysom. Do something. Stop checking the ball down. Oh, Jared Cook. Cook with it, Jared. Cook. Why aren't you worried about the Washington game? I am worried. I'm watching NFL. I'm watching Red Zone right now. So whatever they're showing me right now is what I'm dealing with. Jamal Agnew with a huge return to help the Lions a little bit. But they're showing the Eagles game right now. I am worried about the Washington game. But San Francisco seems to be competing in that game. It doesn't look like that for the Saints. I mean, it doesn't. Josh Sweat is hurt for the Eagles. He had that huge sack fumble. Let's see, Taysom Hill. He's gonna be sacked again! Oh my God! Yeah, 23-15 Washington. So even though it looks the same thing as 24-14, you could see in that game the 49ers are a lot more competitive than what the Saints are doing right now. I just witnessed, in about 5 minutes of me watching this, Taysom Hill being sacked 3 times in what looked like to be the same exact replay. It looked like they were replaying the sack over and over again, but he was sacked 3 times in the exact same fashion. Moving out the pocket to the right side, just sacked from behind. Golly, where is Jameis Winston? Where is he? Oh, man. The Chargers had a huge win against Atlanta. The Giants badly need a number 1 receiver. Draft draft Devontae Smith or sign Galladay. I don't know who Devontae Smith is. I know Jamar Chase. I know Jalen Waddle. I don't know who Devontae Smith is. Maybe you can tell me about him. But Washington is in trouble without Alex Smith. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Washington is in trouble without Alex Smith. They got Haskins starting right now. But yes, yes. We're in the fourth quarter right now, and Haskins already threw an interception, baby. Woohoo! Maybe Haskins is playing for the Giants today. Maybe ultimately he is a Giants player. Was that actually interception, though? I'm trying to see if that hit the ground first before I think that's Jimmy Ward. Let's see. That definitely hit the ground first. All right, I think Haskins is safe. Let me see here. Oh, that definitely hit the ground first. Never mind. Yeah, the ball hit the ground. Damn it. Damn it. You got to be kidding me. He totally whiffed on that middle receiver. I don't know who was running that drag route. Totally whiffed on that ball. Listen, how many points? They're down 8 right now. I gotta hope that Haskins gives the defense good field position, gives the 49ers good field position for them to score and get a 2-point conversion. 5 minutes left to go in the game. Damn, it is right, Kiblu. Yeah. Alex Smith, yeah, he hurt his bad leg too, which I don't like as Alex Smith as a person. Like, I love Alex Smith as a person. I think he definitely deserves comeback player of the year because he's like playing like a normal quarterback and he's not sucking, you know? And he doesn't look like his legs really affected him that much, but he did re-aggravate it a little bit, which is a little bit concerning, but it helps the Giants a little bit. So, anybody know what happened to why is Chase Daniel in for the Lions? Anybody know what happened to Matt Stafford? Because they're still in this game. The Saints, Will Lutz, and a field goal, and it's no good. You got to be kidding me, man. Well, the Eagles are going to win. The Eagles, every single year, the Eagles always have a big win against a really good opponent, right? They always beat like a New England team or a Green Bay. This time it's New Orleans. Every single year, they always beat a really good team. Pisses me off. So they're going to walk away with the win there. They'll be 5-8-1. I mean, 4-8-1. It'll be a half game behind the Giants. I cannot believe the audacity. Stafford's hurt? Okay. I cannot believe the audacity of Sean Payton to remain to start Taysom Hill. I can't believe it. Jameis Winston led the NFL in passing yards last season. I don't care how you cut it. You don't do that on accident. And he's playing the bench to a running back, to a tight end playing quarterback. There we go. 49ers running that big. All right. Minutes ahead. 5 minutes left in this game. The Giants are 2 games behind the wild card spot, man, but they're 1 game behind the hunt. Well, it was nice to have a division lead for 1 week. Eagles won. Yes, they did. Eagles won. There's no way the Saints come back from a missed field goal down 10 points. It's just not happening. And I believe that's Will Lutz's second field goal miss today too. So, not a good day for kickers. I heard there's a lot of missed extra points and missed field goals today. 3rd down and 1. Niners. Eagles fumbled. Oh. All right. Well, with 1:42 left. Oh my God, Quan Alexander punched the hell out of that ball. That dude straight up sucker punched the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hand. But all right. I mean, even if say say the Saints somehow get a score here. They have one timeout. They need an onside kick here. And I don't know, man. These onside kicks have not been working this year. Fourth down and 1 for the 49ers as well. Man, this is actually pretty nice to be watching with you guys too. How are you, Akib Blue? What's going on, Visions? What's going on, man? Sad days, man. Sad days over here in Giants world right now. I know the Jaguars lost too. Condolences, my friend. Out here and grieve with us. Grieve with us. Onside kick recovery. Yeah, that's what they need. That's what they need. I don't know if they'll be able to get that though. Let's see here. 49ers. What the hell happened? What the hell happened to Niners? Why is everybody congratulating each other and Washington has the football? What happened with the Niners? I'm rooting for them to lose. Oh, you're rooting? Okay, because you want Trevor Lawrence, right? Well, listen, the Jets are going to get Trevor Lawrence. I'm sorry, Visions. You're going to get the second best quarterback. You're getting Fields. I don't know if you really want to tank for Fields, though. Oh, and Taysom Hill just missed Emmanuel Sanders in the back of the end zone, bro. Oh, my God. Where's Taysom Hill? Where's Jameis Winston? Ah! Jared Cook snagged it. Good job, Jared. Good job. Good job. Good job, Jared. Come on, man. For 20. Oh, man. If they can just tie the game up, that would be nice. But a minute 24 left. If they don't get an onside, it's over. The Lions are trying an onside right now. I don't really want to hit. I don't really want to watch the Lions right now. I got DeAndre Swift on fantasy and TJ Hawkinson, but that's it. Why the hell did the kicker just freaking kick that? Good job. Good job. I think Fields would be good in the NFL, but there's always a stigma with Ohio. That's the issue, Visions. I don't like Justin Fields that much to tank for him. Like, if your team was in a position to get him and you're like the 5th overall pick or something like that, and you land him, that's a good deal. But I don't think a team like the Jaguars should be like, okay, it's okay that we're losing this game because we're gonna get Fields. Like, to have the 2nd overall pick, to be a 1-win team or something like that. You guys have 1 win or 2 wins. I don't know if Fields is the guy that you're like, oh, well, at least we got, we're a 1-win team, but at least we got Justin Fields. I just don't know he's that guy. I just don't know he's that guy for you, Visions. I don't really see. I think Fields would be a decent quarterback. Does he deserve to be a 1st-round pick? I think so. I just don't think he's like a Trevor Lawrence, generational talent. Like, you have to tank for him type guy. Okay, so the Washington Redskins. Oh my God. Well, Washington won too. Washington won too. Ah! Ah! I think the Saints came up with it. There's a flag down though. It didn't go 10 yards, did it? It didn't go 10 yards, did it? Did it go 10 yards? I don't even think it didn't reach 10 yards. Okay, I don't know why the Washington football team is like so amped up right now. They're down 2 scores with 3 minutes left. You lost. What's going on, Joseph? We're just over here watching all these other teams facing NFC East opponents just lose. We're watching the Saints just freaking lose, and we're watching Washington lose. Oh my God, dude. Why didn't 49ers go for a kick? Why was everybody He's challenging it. Oh my God. It hit an Eagles player. Did they come up with the ball? I assume Philly kept the ball, right? Washington throws a challenge flag, yeah. This is ridiculous, man. What a week man. This week couldn't have gone any worse. Seriously. It couldn't. We potentially lost our quarterback this season for the rest of the season because, screw it. Let's just throw our quarterback in there. We lost, and the rest of the NFC East wins. Trying to see if McKissick got that first down. Oh, he's down. He's down. He did not get that first. He didn't get that first. His butt hit the ground right there. Right there. At call stance. He's short. But I don't even care. Who cares? There's 3 minutes left and you're... Oh, God. Oh, you're down a touchdown. Okay. I mean, you're down a touchdown with a 2-point. Why didn't they kick a field goal? Why didn't they kick a field goal? What happened to the Niners? Did they go for it on 4th and miss? I would have kicked the freaking field goal. Mixed Sports says, I'm about to go watch my Knicks. Imagine a week in the NFL where you're so depressed, you actually turn on the Knicks to feel better again or to get your mind off of things. Imagine that. That's the type of week the Giants fans are having right now. That's the type of week we're having right now. Come on, the Giants have to be smarter with Daniel Jones. Yeah, I know. I said it. If Daniel Jones is in no position to win, no position to play, then he shouldn't be playing. It's simple as that. I'm literally watching the Nets. Yeah, that's the type of week we're having right now as Giants fans. So Washington boots it off. It's going to be returned by Ayuk. Ayuk is going to make a little sum out of nothing. He's wasting time. Just go down. Crying out loud. He played tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. He said, nah, I ain't going to watch the Jets. Screw that. I ain't not no bandwagon. The Nets got KD back. Well, they never really had him. I mean, he was signed there. He just never played. Now they have him. They never really lost him. He never got to play. Yeah, just go down. Crying out loud. All right, 2:40 left. 2 minutes and 40 seconds with a minute to go. I guarantee you, you're going to get Philly 500. I love Philly 500, but still Philly 500, Nitro Freak, all these other Eagles video makers. The Saints, the Saints just got beat by the Eagles, and the Eagles just started Jalen Hurts. He's the quarterback for the future. We're winning the NFC East. Everybody sucks. And that's just how the Eagles fans are. That's just how they are. So we're going to get that. And then Washington, I like Washington football fans. And I just don't want Washington to go up a game against us, man. I really don't want that. I really don't want that. And the teams in the NFC East are not really that bad. They just look worse than they are because there's no clear better team in the division. Like Washington might finish the season 8-8 if they win out 9-7, and the Giants might finish the season out 6-10, 7-9. They're not terrible. They're not terrible. Did they get? Damn it! They recovered. You bastards! Oh, I thought it looked like the Saints recovered that. It really did. When the 49ers get the touchdown, they got to go for 2. if they get the touchdown. Yep, that's the game. Eagles just beat the Saints 24. Oh my God. Now we're going to hear Eagles fans all over the world. All over the world. It's not going to stop. They're at 4-8-1 right now. And we're going to hear they have double the losses that they have wins, plus a tie. Just got destroyed. Yeah, they got put a beat down on, man. They were beat down on 40-3. They were not ready for that. That sucks. Goose Sports has to be so pissed off he's a Saints fan. Yeah, I know about Goose Sports. Yo, what up? What up? What's going on, Chavam? What up? What up? Not a good feeling. Bluebird says, yeah, not a good feeling whatsoever, man. I mean, this is the worst week the Giants have had in a very long time. The rest of the NFC East wins. We're still yet to see what's going on. NFL Red Zone is not playing this anymore, so I'm going to have to switch to it myself. '49ers. Let's switch to the Niners real quick. Damn, man, the Saints. God damn, Sean freaking Payton, man. Oh, my God. The arrogance you must have to start Taysom Hill, because we believe in Taysom Hill. How arrogant do you have to be to see that Taysom Hill is absolute trash? Admit that you're wrong. You chose the wrong quarterback. Crying out loud. Look at Haskins. What is he just? He's just out there praying. He's praying on one knee. Dude, you're the backup anyway. If Washington wins next week, you're not playing anyway. If Washington wins right now, you're not playing. Alex Smith on one leg is better than you. Mullins. Oh, Kendrick Bourne is free. Kendrick Bourne off to the races. He's going to try to get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. There's a flag on the field. What's going on? Oh, guys, this is getting interesting. You gotta be kidding me! Oh, my God. They don't want the 49ers to win. Oh my God, that's heartbreaking. Kendrick Bourne had a huge run. Let me see this holding call. Oh, yeah, oh God. Oh my God. McGlinchey just totally flat out tackled Montez Sweat. And let's be fair, if that holding call doesn't happen, Mullins is sack fumbled. Let's be fair. That catch doesn't happen. So, is what it is. 3rd and 12, Mullins. Drop back to pass. Oh, you idiots! That's how the cookie crumbles. That's how. What was score? It's 23-15 right now, and San Fran is on a 4th and 12 right now from midfield. Yeah, Marjorie, is a bad penalty. I mean, it was right to be called, but that just McGlinchey just flat out shouldn't have done that. Oh, all right. Mullins back to pass and a wobbler. Bourne, run! You idiots! Oh my God. We are watching the NFC East being stripped from our hands in this very moment. We're watching the NFC East in our hands, and somebody is just pulling it right away. Pulling it right away before our very eyes. And that's it. They were 2 yards away from converting that. 2. My guy, PTA in the building. PTA, if you want to join in, man, by all means, dude. I put on Twitter if anybody wants to join in, they can. If you want to join in, man, let me know. I'll put you. I'll send you the link on Twitter, and we can talk about it. Here's the thing, PTA. I'm more upset. I'm more upset that we look like idiots because we are the only ones in the NFC East that lost. Let me get my guy PTA here. I got to. Me and PTA can go talk football. I can already tell. Me and PTA can talk football for hours, dude. So I'm interested to pick his brain here. We can pick each other's brain for the most part. Let's get my guy PTA in here. If any other content creators are in the shadows, I send this message to any surviving content creators. Join in the link if you wish to talk some football. We are here. We are waiting. That's an Optimus Prime. I am free. Hey, he's free. Is the man. Is the main man. All right, so we'll get a little bit of the Young Guns action with PTA Sports in here. All right. I don't know if PTA is in here yet. Let me send Hub the link too. I didn't know I was live for this long. All right, 7:41. Didn't know I was live for this long. I am free now. Oh, you didn't have to do that, man, but I appreciate that. Yeah, I sent you the link, and I sent PTA the link. PTA, if you're in there, he stopped crying. Yeah, I almost spazzed. I don't know if you guys just joined the stream, but I almost spazzed out when the 49ers didn't convert that fourth down by 2 yards. You know what that reminds me of? That is like a figure of like that 49ers. I'm going to say something real quick, Hub, as we join. Oh my God. Oh my God. Do it. I was just about to say, Hub, before you join in here, that 49ers fourth down failed conversion, how they were like 2 yards away from converting, is exactly how the Giants are right now. We're looking good. We're doing everything right, and we're so close. We're so damn far.
Listen, I don't know. I know you've been live for a good 40 minutes now. Shout out to KB, everybody in the chat. KB texted me earlier. I was like, I'm probably going to be free around this time.
Yeah.
And listen,
I
man,
I don't know for this long. I thought I was live for this long.
I don't know how much you already covered, bro, but in my reaction video, I don't think I've ever done such a it was 9 minutes. But my reaction videos are usually like 6 minutes long, even when we lose. Bro.
Hail Mary time. Oh my God, they went for a screen pass with Ayuk. Oh no, they're gonna pull off
Didn't the Eagles beat the Saints as well?
They're gonna pull off the back passes. Oh, you idiot! Oh, throw it! No, you.
Yo, did the Eagles beat the Saints? Because I didn't follow up on that game. Last time I checked, they beat them.
Every single team in the NFC East just won. Yo, I was rooting for the 49ers to keep doing that back passing thing, but
listen. So here's my take on this game, bro. This was the worst game that the Giants play, shout out to PTA, since week 3, the 49ers, man. Listen,
Speaking of that,
every single part of the
killed.
game was straight trash, all right? First of all, offensive line didn't show up. Offensive line, every single person was terrible today. Wide receivers didn't show up. Every single person was terrible today. Jason Garrett, who I've been telling y'all, even during the wins, I said I'm not happy with his play calling, did not show up today. Daniel Jones did not show up today. Yet at the same time, Daniel Jones was probably not fully healthy. You know what this reminded me of? I already said week 3 49ers, but this literally reminds me of the first half New York Giants, where DJ makes mistakes, but at the same time, he's not the complete reason we're failing because everything around him is failing and the defense is trying to keep us in games, but they get tired at the end. It was literally like a time machine looking at the
been the story of the season. It's been the story of the season.
So that's why I had to go in my Bushido way and get this, you know what I'm saying?
But one thing I will say is that the offensive line isn't completely at fault here, man. Daniel Jones just couldn't move in the pocket, and the offensive line, there's nothing they can do. It reminded me of like old Eli days, right? When the offensive line was bad, but Eli didn't make it any better. But what's going on, PTA? He's just standing here silent.
I just, you know.
Oh, whoa, you're lagging out.
You're lagging.
I just gotta say that I'm disappointed.
Hold on, PTA.
Hold on, you're lagging heavy.
All right.
I'm lagging? I'll never lag.
You sound good now. Yeah, you sound good now.
I think you sound good. Yeah.
All right. I just gotta say, I'm highly disappointed in all of you. I'm straight up, I'm highly disappointed in all of y'all right now. Like all of y'all on my Twitter timeline. I'm disappointed in the content creators. I'm disappointed in the fan base. Like I am absolutely disappointed in y'all right now. I'm so disappointed in y'all.
I know. We should have expected this.
I mean, like
I know.
We for some reason, right? We pretended
that we were good.
Like we were good.
I know. I said it.
And y'all all fell for it. Y'all all fell for it.
There were people, including myself. I don't think I actually said this on live. I don't know. But there were people out there, including myself, I will admit that I had thoughts that we would win out.
Bro, I literally
had thoughts. I was like, "Oh my god, we're gonna finish 9-7. Joe Judge is gonna get Coach of the Year. We're gonna make it."
Pest was on my stream Tuesday, right? And I told Pest if we win out, which means I had the thought of us winning out. I had us in the Super Bowl. That's what I said.
And by the way, the Steelers lost too, so that whole thing about undefeated teams, it ain't happening no more.
I'm so disappointed in everybody for buying into their own hype, not the hype that the Giants created, right? Because what the Giants did was they went out, right? They played their games, they played their opponents, and they were able to pull out victories. Some victories they at least won that they shouldn't have gotten in the first place, right? So then everybody, you know, got all excited, right? Like we turned the corner and forgot that this season was about progress,
right?
The progress that we're making right now.
I agree.
That was the whole point of this season. Everything else is a bonus, but y'all.
I 100% agree.
Let me counter this.
This game was the exact opposite of progress, which is why I'm so sad.
Let me counter that really quick, PTA. The rest of it, what my video was about, what I'm primarily upset about is the fact that we were very unresponsible or irresponsible. I'm always confused with those counter terms. Irresponsible with Daniel Jones's health. Because yes, we want to see progress, and I'm completely with you, PTA. But how are we going to see progress?
Hey, shout out to TSR in the chat.
Oh my God, TSR! If you want to join in, TSR, I'm not allowing anybody in if you want to join in. But how are we supposed to see progress from this team without our starting quarterback? Like I want to see Daniel Jones get progress in, but now we put Daniel Jones in a position to get hurt again, he is hurt again. I'm sure him playing in this game did not help his injury at all. And so now he is at a possibility of missing the rest of the season, bro. Because hamstring injuries are 4 week healing process as it is.
Listen, I said during the stream, and I was live with TSR and OGR, and this was at halftime when we were down 13-0, I think, and I was kind of being realistic. I'm like, I don't think we could come back from that just because of how our offense is. Progress.
We talk about progress.
and I was like, yo, the worst thing that could come out of this game is not a Giants loss, but if Daniel Jones gets injured again, and that's exactly what happened because when he stepped out, he was limping.
Let me tell you, if the Giants elected and they said, hey, we think Daniel Jones looks good this week, but we're not going to take our chance. We're going to start Colt McCoy, and the Giants lose, I will be completely okay with that because I was completely okay with the Giants losing against Seattle, but somehow we pulled off the win. I was completely okay with saying, hey, Colt McCoy is starting. I'm more focused about the end of the season and how Daniel Jones could finish the season rather about what's going on right now.
Well, that's because you're thinking about playoffs. Playoffs? Right. Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? Like why? See, this is what got
even the progress argument though.
Everybody talking about playoffs, and that's not even important right now because this team's not ready to go in the playoffs and compete in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like,
agree.
That's the thing that everybody is missing is that the point is for this team to get better, to gel, to learn, and to grow. Okay, this was not supposed to be a competition year for us. Like people forget that.
Yeah,
I completely agree. But listen, Pest. We all agree on this was a progress year, but this game was the exact opposite.
Get your ass in here, Authentic.
You want to hop on, man? I'll send the link to
this specific game was the exact opposite progress. I'm not talking about winning this game, losing this game was progress. I'm talking about the way the offensive line performed, the way that the wide receivers just couldn't hold on to the football and get open.
But we was due for a bad game. We was due for a bad game. Like we was due for a bad game.
Honestly,
this wasn't a bad game. This was a terrible game.
It was a bad game.
You know what a bad game was, Pest? A bad game was the Bengals. We should have lost against the Bengals. That was a bad game.
That was an ugly game.
That was a bad game. We didn't score any points in the first half against one of the worst defenses in the league. That was a bad game.
Notice how this is the third straight week where we're like 0 points in halftime or something like that. No, not 0 points halftime.
Yeah, 0 points in the first half.
Well, because the offense isn't good.
Well, Cincinnati had we had a touchdown against Cincinnati in the first drive, but after that was it. But
the offense isn't good.
Yeah,
we've been saying this all year.
This offense needs some spark. And
why are you guys surprised when the offense is the problem?
The offense is the problem. All right. Listen, the offense has been trash all year. Yes. The offensive line has not been trash all year. The offensive line has made progress, and then they declined and looked the worst they have in about 4 weeks. Against, I may add, an Arizona front that is bottom of the league. This Arizona front seven is not.
Hassan Reddick.
We made Hassan Reddick look like Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles.
Here's the thing, though. I love Hassan Reddick, and this is the type of production he should be putting out all the time. I just don't understand why.
You can love a player, bro. That's not what they are, though.
I know. It's just so weird how Hassan Reddick, that's exactly what they drafted him for, and for the production, it just happened to be against the Giants that he actually hits his potential. And Andrew Thomas did struggle in this game.
Bro,
everybody's going to be talking about, let's draft. Somebody was literally in somebody's live stream because there was a bunch of live streams going on, so I couldn't remember which one it was from. But somebody was like, somebody in the comments was like, now it's time to replace Andrew Thomas. Like, let's get that Penny Sewell guy. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This is what I hate about losing these games is more so the reaction.
No, it's the overreaction, not the reaction.
The overreaction from these fans, man. It's like we can't think logical anymore.
Listen, I'm immune to the overreaction from the fans. I'm immune to it, y'all. I get this point. I'm immune to it because I knew it was coming. I was prepared for this. Okay. Yeah. And I said in my reaction video, this is the thing that nobody understood or nobody's thinking about. We played with house money today. Okay. We should have lost last week. We should have.
You're lagging out, PTA.
Free win. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Hold on.
No, you're good now.
Yeah, I think you literally just have to stop for a couple seconds and then your internet catches up.
Yeah, I guess so, man. I guess my internet playing like special teams.
Who's your provider?
Verizon. I got Verizon.
Oh, what? I'm surprised that you're lagging with Verizon.
When do I ever? I never lag. This is the first.
Yeah, I know you never do. So I'm kind of surprised there. It might be something wrong.
That's pretty good, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Listen, I just all I'm saying is this. If we put this in perspective, right, and we think about the fact that we got a free win. We got a free win last week. Like we got a straight up free win last week. Okay. This loss was coming. The loss was coming. So it's not a big deal. And here's the thing about DJ. Now, I don't know how I don't know how banged up DJ is in regards to his hammy. I don't know, right? Because no one said anything, and we're gonna have to just kind of wait and see. But like at the end of the day, like I want DJ to be out there getting those reps. But I was also a little concerned about him getting hurt. And I did think that there should have been a point where we said, hey, coach, get your ass in there. DJ, come sit down. Man, this isn't worth it. This game isn't worth it. Come sit down.
I don't know. Who has the final say? Is it the medical staff or the head coach and judge who had the final say?
Medical staff is they're suggestive.
Damn, I really wish it was medical staff that had the final say. They probably would have started the extra week. Who knows?
Listen, this is just, by the way, real quick. The NFL Network Saturday doubleheader commercial with Kay Adams, gorgeous. Oh my god!
Oh, we all love Kay. I don't know about PTA because but I love Kay Adams.
I'm sorry, she just had my whole attention from there. I was, golly,
go to horny jail. Jeez,
bro, she's gorgeous, bro. She's gorgeous. I'll tell you, she's gorgeous. Anyway, whatchamacallit, and you know, that wasn't a great call by Joe Judge. And I think even though we love Joe Judge, we have to hold him accountable for that. You know, he that wasn't a good call by him. It was a judgment call there, probably one of the few mistakes he's made as a head coach. But we have to hold him accountable for that. Same thing. Can we all admit one thing?
What?
James Bradberry did not have a great game.
He didn't. No, he didn't have a great game.
Because as soon as I jumped on here, I started not going off at James Bradberry, but I acknowledge that James Bradberry did not have a great game.
This was his worst game. Yeah, which is saying something, though, because he's been amazing.
And everybody's saying, oh, but James Bradberry wasn't covering DeAndre. Yes, he was! He was!
There was like a couple passes in my head right now where D-Hop just got completely open on him.
You know what makes me mad? It's because last week as well, he was covering DK, and everybody's like, no, he wasn't. He wasn't covering. Yes, he was! He played bad.
The thing is, though,
I'm not mad at James Bradberry.
Yeah, it's like
it happens.
It happened. Like James Bradberry's been playing such an all-pro level that for him to have a game like this, I'm like, you can have that because you kind of earned a mulligan or something.
Yeah, but I'm so in awe by the blue lens some people wear, and they just like completely. No, he wasn't. He wasn't covering him. Yes, he was. Guys, I freaking saw it. Golly.
Listen, we ran into a team that had our number today. I mean, that's just what it is, man. We ran into a team, they had our number. You know what? We're not going to sit here and say that because of this game, all the progression that we made is now gone. And like, it is what it is, y'all. Like,
I said it during the stream as well. I was like, as much as I'm disappointed, disgusted, and angry with this game today, I'm still in it. Like, I still think the Giants, even though PTA says he's not focusing on playoffs, I still think the Giants have a chance, and I still think the Giants could finish with a very respectable record. Yeah. I said I'm disgusted with today, but I still think this.
Like I said, I'm primarily mad. Not the fact that we lost this game. I'm primarily mad that we really toyed around with Daniel Jones' health. I get that Daniel Jones probably convinced Joe Judge, hey, I feel good. I feel okay. But as a lot of people mention, a lot of experts say about that hamstring injury, you could feel okay, but you're probably not. Like that's how.
Can we all agree on one thing? Because I've been trying to get somebody to agree with me on this. Can we just fire Jason Garrett yet? Please. Oh. Can we get rid of Jason Garrett? Am I still the only person that wants that Simon gone?
I still have some hope for him, man. I don't know why. I just do. I don't know why. Listen, I'm not defending him in this game, but I don't know.
What about you, Pez?
Yeah, come on, Kush. You know I'm not a someone should be fired guy. I don't ever call.
All right, okay. How about Jason Garrett's not the right fit?
I think he's just really having a hard time figuring out what the hell. Did I send you the link again?
Yeah, you sent me.
I went to hit authentic. I typed in authentic. I
just got the message. It's like Kid Blue sent a link. I'm like, what?
How the hell did you get it? All right. Sorry, authentic.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not happy with what Jason Garrett is doing. I was never a Jason Garrett guy. I was never happy with him coming here. I think his play calling has been kind of suspect. I don't like the game plan, or at least the game plan today. But
what he has the wide receivers doing makes no sense to me.
Yeah, sometimes. I don't like the route combinations. I don't like what he's got the wide receivers.
Yeah, right. It just looks too vanilla, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And here's what I will say: if Jason Garrett's gone, you won't hear me defend him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you won't hear me defend him.
One thing, and I don't know how well you guys are paying attention to that, but when you watch those route trees, like, you don't even need to watch film to see it. You just on the shallow field. When do the Giants ever run like mesh concepts, right? Where you scheme wide receivers open, some kind of pick play. You never see that. I never see it. You know, back when Odell Beckham and Sterling Shepard, they always used to run those meshes. So you know, one of them is bound to get open. You hit either Odell or you hit Sterling Shepard. I kid you not, Kid Blue. I kid you not. I think it maybe was like a 2nd and 7 or 3rd and 7 play or something on stream, and we didn't get it. Obviously, it was a passing play. And, it's on Twitter.
When I saw the replay, I'm like, wait a minute. Everybody just ran a curl route, and the middle of the field is completely wide open. Not one defensive back. There's no linebacker dropping back. You know, there's no safety over there. I'm like, wow, the middle of the field is completely open. And you think it's not like it was a fancy play that the defensive coordinator called or anything. I would expect Jason Garrett to recognize that. It's like, no, he just called all curl routes. I'm like, damn.
Tyler Haynes. I know what you're saying. I would argue it's not even a high risk. It's low risk, low reward, because although when you play to the sticks, it's supposed to be low risk. It's conservative. But that's all Jason Garrett really runs. I don't see any route combinations, flood concepts. I'd probably see some flood concepts here and there. You just don't see it on film. But like mesh concepts, you don't see any of that. Hey, how are you supposed to get these guys open just on their pure route running ability?
I mean.
I don't guy here, my guy. Authentic.
Shout out to Authentic, man.
Fellas, what's good?
Do you need the sword, bro? You need the sword?
Nah, I'm good.
What's good with you, Authentic?
I'm
good,
man. What's up, guys?
I'm doing good now, bro. I'm doing good now.
It's always a pleasure to see you, my guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad you up in the building. You know what I mean?
Hey, you can't even get that baritone vibe, bro. You can't even do it.
I'm just chilling like everybody else is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Authentic. What's up, man? Yeah,
because you guys are both were involved in the music industry, right? I was gonna make for fun a New York Giants rap. I don't think I'm doing it anymore.
Yeah, it's not that time. It's not.
I kind of want to see it anyway. I kind of want to see it anyway.
Bro, I already had the beat. I already wrote like half the lyrics. I'm not the one rapping. I'm not, but my friend is. I told Authentic about this. He's an up and coming artist in NYC. He was gonna do it for me. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore. I might cancel that.
Read the room. Read the room, my guy.
Yeah, facts. I feel you, man. Hey, but shout out my guy Pest, man. That video spot on, bro. You dropped a lot of gems in that video, man. I think that people got a little too high on that Seattle Seahawks victory. Everybody was talking playoffs last week, feeling great about his team. I even heard people saying like we were going to win out. And this game just humbled us and put us right back down to earth where we probably really belong actually right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree, man. Hey, Pest called it. Pest been calling it, man. He came in the stream just like this.
Ain't had to say nothing.
Ain't had to say nothing.
I mean,
man.
Listen, I've been telling y'all this entire time. You know, when we were on OGR's channel, and y'all was like, "Oh, well, what happens if we lose the game?" And I was like, "I don't care, because it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
We are not looking at the right stuff here. We're so focused on these illusions of grandeur, right? That in my opinion aren't even attainable." All right. Everybody's head blew up when I was like, it's not like we win in a Super Bowl, because we not. All right.
Yeah. And I will say this, though. I mean, the offense regressed back to like week 1.
Yes,
you know, we had those 3 games, man, where Daniel played a clean game. Jason Garrett called fantastic games in that 3-game stretch. What the hell were they doing today? The one last chance the Giants had was in the 3rd quarter there, I want to say, late in the 3rd quarter. And we got the ball back. We were down by, I want to say, a touchdown or something.
The 3rd and 1. The 3rd and 1?
Exactly. You were on first down, they went and threw it. But then on 2nd down, Wayne Gallman bailed them out and got 9 yards. And then on 3rd and 1, I don't know if Daniel, a lot of people were saying on Twitter that Daniel might have checked out of it. But I don't care. That to me, that comes down to coaching, because at the end of the day, if it's 3rd and 1 and I want you to run the rock, you're going to run the rock. You're not going to, a second-year quarterback is not going to check out of that and completely go against the grain of what his offensive coordinator or coach is doing.
Yeah. That's not 4-down territory. We're deep in our territory. So you should be getting that yard. Get that yard and then try to go deep on 1st down the next play.
Yeah, and then I think people was wondering why, late in the game, Daniel Jones wasn't having no time in the pocket, is because they didn't get the running game clicking early. And honestly, I've seen that happen in the past 2 games. You saw it in Cincinnati with Colt McCoy. They come out on the first drive throwing the ball. I'm like, what's going on here? Why aren't we establishing this run? Everybody was hype on the Wayne train this whole week. And this guy only gets what? Was it 12, 13 carries in the game? It was fourth quarter. He only had 11 carries.
And he had a good average. What was it? Averaging almost 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, it was like 4.8, which is just, you know, when you down on the field, and I know, Pest, you can attain to this as well. Like, when you on the field, you see the game a little different. You know, when you watch it from your TV, you can see that birds in the eye kind of view. That perspective allows you to see everything pretty well. But when you down on the field, sometimes you can't even gauge the flow of the game. And it looked like that all day in this game. I mean, it seemed like we were limited on drives. And it seemed like even when Daniel Jones was throwing the ball, like, we got to talk about these weapons, bro. This dude got no weapons. And Fisk had a great video last week where he was talking about this. He said, look at every quarterback in the NFL that's struggling right now. Tell me one of them who doesn't have a premier wide receiver over there, or at least a couple guys who can get the job done.
Right.
And this is all comes down to the Darius Slayton hype. Darius Slayton is not where where everybody says he is right now. He's not nowhere close to a number one. He really disappears. I mean, he's like going down to he's like a leading receiver right now, right? He's still the leading receiver.
Yeah, yards wise, he's
yards crazy because listen. I think everybody here basically knew either before the season began or even some games into the season that he's a number two, not a number one.
And you know,
but that's crazy that he's still leading the team in reception.
Like, is there a real difference between Darius Slayton and Michael Gallup, who is a clear number 3 right now?
Shit, yo, wow. I mean, yeah, that's spot on.
See, I think everybody overvaluing these positions, you know?
Right.
And Garrett is a part to blame for it, you know, because and injuries are involved here. And I talked about this with you, Hub, about what they need to do with Saquon, because you can't just line Saquon up and run him. This team don't got those kind of weapons.
Right.
Unless you're going to bring in a Devontae Adams or somebody who's got a skill set like that, you can't expect this offense to drive us to victories. The last couple of weeks we've been relying on this defense, and they've been showing up in, I mean, back-to-back games, they pretty much pitched shutouts, you know, until the fourth quarter. Cincinnati and against Seattle. I mean, just great defensive performances. And even today, pretty decent performances.
That was a good performance, bro.
That was a pretty decent performance. But you look at the
fourth down, oh my God, that goal line stand, I was listening on the radio. It got me goosebumps, man. I was like, oh my God, they're playing hard.
I have no complaints with the defense today.
Yeah.
I got a couple. I got a couple. Jabril Peppers and the edge. They could not contain all day. We were getting pressure right down the middle. And what does Kyler Murray do? He just skate outside the pocket, and we have to play zone coverage because he's going to dice you down the field if you don't.
You know what that brings to mind for me?
But that was the issue I had with the edge rushers, Carter Coughlin and Cam Brown. These guys are just not that. They're fast. They're just not that good yet.
That's why in my reaction video I said we couldn't get pressure, but we were dealing with 3 rookies out there, and these are not normal rookies. These were 3 late round picks and undrafted guys from 47 to 49. Their numbers, I'm like, I expect them to have a bad game eventually. They've been having amazing games these past couple games. I'm like, they're rookies, and then you consider what type of rookies are. I'm like, you know what? I can give them a pass on that. The one thing I did have a little bit of a complaint on with Patrick Graham, which you did just bring into my mind, it popped in, was we couldn't get any type of pressure on Murray all day, and we were sending 4 all day. So why didn't you just throw in a little bit of blitzes in there? And the one time we did send the blitz, so it was late in the fourth quarter. Jabal Sheard and Dalvin Tomlinson got through, and I'm like, probably could have done that sooner.
Yeah, I feel like Patrick Graham was a little scared. Just because Kyler Murray has that type of skill set where he can extend the play long enough, even if you send the blitz to hit you where it hurts, where you sent the blitz from. So if there's like a slot corner blitz, he's gonna hit you right in the slot, you know, right where the open space is at. That's how Kyler Murray is, man. But let's see, Daniel Jones for Defensive Player of the Year. On the team, so get Dave Gettleman here. We love you, Dave. We love you, Davey G. But you know,
the worst thing to come out of this game is KB, the storylines. The story
gonna be terrible.
Oh yeah.
People are gonna say
it's back with the Daniel. It's back with the Daniel Jones should be replaced, and David Gettleman sucks, and all that. They're
gonna be like, hey yo, tank for Zach Wilson. The Giants should get a new QB. This is proof that Dave Gettleman is trash. What else? They're gonna say, oh yeah, Seattle was a fluke. I don't think Seattle was a fluke. I think that was a masterclass like coaching. I think that was all coaching, right?
Yeah, but I think a lot of it had to do with catching Seattle on the right day, too. I mean, 5-0 at halftime, that don't even sound like a game Seattle plays against any team in the NFL. It don't even sound like it. And even this game, you know, we looking at, what was it, 13-0 at the half? They straight dominated us in that first half.
I was going to say,
it should have been 30.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. In the first half, 30. 30 on our heads in the first half.
And from the little I watched of like some defensive snaps, Jabril Peppers they had him spying there, which I probably would do the same thing. You know, when Jabril Peppers comes down and spy up on Kyler Murray, but he was taking some terrible angles. Oh my god!
And then he was trying to mirror his juice instead of just going at the waist. You know,
and Jabril Peppers in the return game today, I was disappointed. There was a lot of times where he just.
There's a play in particular. There's a play in particular where Kyler Murray got like a 10-yard run off of it. So Kyler Murray is sitting in the pocket. There's pressure coming up. He steps up. Jabril Peppers then takes it upon himself to, instead of staying on spy and containing, he rushes Kyler. Kyler takes the opportunity to run, and they're on a terrible angle. He could have turned a 3-yard gain into a 10-yard gain.
I definitely remember that play, and man, Jabril Peppers just didn't look right from the beginning of the game. I saw a couple plays where he looked like his normal self, but I just wasn't seeing it today, man. And the secondary, there was gaping holes in there. On third down, it ended up being pretty terrible for our defense. I think it was like 6 of 15 or something like that. Yeah. And we're looking at key third downs. The touchdown to the tight end in the back of the end zone. Why is everybody so far up? You know, so, I mean, the defense, they tried, and I think the defense played a game that if the offense would have came out and just gave you a little something, it would have been a little bit more of a contest here. But let's be completely real, right? They were chasing that fumble from the kickoff from when it happened.
Yeah.
Once that happened and you go down to 2 scores, it's damn near a wrap.
By the way, that fumble, the fumble should have been a penalty.
Yeah, he kicked him.
Oh yeah, with the kick, it was. I mean, that's crazy. But we need ball security, man. That's 4. Was that 4 fumbles today? You know, 3 on Daniel Jones, 1 on the kickoff. It's like, man, that can't happen. And Deion Lewis ain't the guy. I told y'all that. Deion Lewis is not the guy. Yo,
he was open. I want to play on a wheel route that Daniel Jones completely missed, though.
They got to cut him, man.
Yeah.
They got to part ways with Deion Lewis. He's not the guy. Turn Saquon into that third down guy. Bring Wayne Gallman in on first downs. You don't need Deion Lewis. And then get somebody who's a pure punt returner. Look at there was a punt return today with the Denver Broncos. I forget the homie's name. He wear number 11. He literally didn't fair catch it when he had probably about 1.5 yards of separation between him and the defender. He made 2 moves and went to the house. That is a pure punt return.
That was my complaint with Jabril Peppers today. He was on punt returns and he just took the fair catch after fair catch after, and it's like, yo, you kept like inside the 10-yard line.
Defensive players don't really take those chances because they're defensive players. These offensive players are usually the ones that are used to doing that kind of stuff, making people miss. And so I feel like Jabril Peppers doesn't have the confidence in himself. I
feel you. You really need a play in 2020 in the NFL. You need a real playmaker back there at punt return.
Right.
You know, Giants fans, we know about Dwayne Harris for all those years, who was a pretty decent punt returner. But the one problem he never had the speed to take it to the house.
Right.
So we never got those big plays in the punt return. And I mean, let's not talk about the quarterback situation here today too, because Daniel Jones' ball security is like JV. This is crazy. You get front side pressure. I played quarterback. Okay, there was never a time somebody got front side pressure on me and just sacked me without me seeing it. That doesn't happen. Right. You don't just come off the right tackle and just go right at the quarterback and he don't even see it and he's just still trying to wind up his throw, getting popped and losing the ball.
It happens all the time. I still cannot believe how Daniel – see, we say this all the time. We wanted Eli to have a little less of like a ghost on him, right? And have, to not pay attention to the to what's going on in the pocket too much because he was always scared of everything. But now we're getting a guy in Daniel Jones who just doesn't see anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just completely opposite.
I'm glad Authentic brought that up, man, because OGR, I was trying to tell OGR today, y'all know, we all love OGR. He's the bro, man. I was trying to tell him on that first sack strip fumble, I'm like, yo, OGR, I'm putting that. I know Cam Fleming got blown up, but I'm putting that a little bit on Daniel because it's not like it came off his blind side.
Right.
Yeah. That came off the right tackle.
Right.
And he's still out here throwing.
He still wound it up.
And I'm like, listen, even if he got the sack, I'm gonna be like, all right, you know what? I can eat that. I'm still gonna put a little on him for getting the sack and not trying to move out the way. But then there's the fumble as well. I'm like, yo, why are we one of the only fan bases? And up until recently, until Carson Wentz got benched, we were the only fan base that had to worry about every time a quarterback getting sacked, he's gonna fumble. Like that's not normal.
It's like, a major issue.
Yeah,
it's
I defend Daniel Jones. I think he still can be the guy, but I'm not gonna sit here and be blind to when I see something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but at the same time, and I know a lot of fans were complaining about Joe Judge starting Daniel Jones in this game. And I'll take y'all back to an old school movie. I talked about this on Twitter. In the program, when Omar Epps had his fumbling issues and whatnot, he got popped on one of them plays, and the training staff has to come out to him. And they asked him, are you hurt or are you injured? And he said, what you mean by that? He said, well, if you hurt, you can get back in the game and finish out and keep playing. And if you injured, we're going to have to find somebody else to come in here and play for you. So once Daniel dresses, it's no excuses. You got to go out there and ball out. It's bottom line. And I know he don't got weapons. And I think what Giants fans aren't going to see today is that when Daniel Jones is not mobile, this Giants offense is really garbaggio, like straight up garbage. No one out here can make plays. I hope people are calling for Golden Tate to be cut. He's the only one out there that's making consistent plays along with Sterling Shepard. That's it.
I'm not going to sit here and let y'all cake up Golden Tate because he make one good play a game.
No, it's not about caking him up.
This is throughout the whole season, PTA. Although I've been saying this. I've been saying this when I've been talking about Darius Slayton. Golden Tate had even a short yardage, medium yardage, deep. I don't care. Golden Tate has been the most consistent receiver we've had, bar none. When it comes to injuries, when it comes to run after the catch or just catching the ball in general, I mean, he's available. And even whether you put him on a 1-yard route or a 15-yard route, he still comes up. Sterling Shepard has his injury problems, but I love what Sterling Shepard brings on the field, but his availability is not there. And Darius Slayton, for crying out loud, I have my gripes with Jason Garrett and him not making him the first read because I feel like he could take the top off. I have my issues with that, but at the same time, Darius Slayton doesn't put himself out there enough where he separates himself from the rest of the wide receivers and say, I'm the most talented wide receiver here.
That's a great point because Darius Slayton walks around like he's not a number 1 or number 2.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Look at D-Hop energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the energy. The energy is like, you can't check me. All day long.
Nobody
Adams, same thing. Even a guy like Will Fuller, when you see Will Fuller on the field, it's all you cannot check me. And Darius Slayton don't got that energy.
That's why I don't like none of these wide receivers.
Right,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't like none of them, and that's why I'm saying like we're not gonna sit here and cake up. We're not gonna sit here and cake up Golden Tate.
That's not caking him up.
I didn't get to it right. I'm not caking him up, but this is what I'll say. With Golden Tate and Sterling Shepard together, you have one slot wide receiver. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
So you got to build around these guys. You can't expect guys like CJ Board or Darius Slayton or anybody who's some kind of late round draft pick to come in here and really ball out. You got to get that guy. You need that guy. That's why Patrick Mahomes can go in a game against Miami, struggle when he got that guy like Tyreek Hill or that guy like Kelsey out there is going to make plays for him and it make him look like he a beast.
We don't got that guy at all.
We don't got that.
And you know what makes me upset? You know what makes me upset is the fact that Darius Slayton put on this front like he is that guy. And it's why, Dave Gettleman really didn't target the wide receiver position all that much at all, pretty much in free agency or the draft, because he felt like, hey, we have our guy, Darius Slayton. He's our guy.
That's on the Giants, though, because
that is on the Giants.
All Darius Slayton could do is go out there and ball. And he has done that in a few games. He's boom or bust for sure. But when he's bust, it's awful. And when he booms, he plays really good. But as a coaching staff and more importantly, Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator, you got to learn how to scheme these guys. How many games have we had to watch Daniel Jones drop back and pass and see no separation from the wide receivers? It's crazy.
Oh my God,
that's what I've been talking about. It goes both ways. The wide receivers can't get separation. At the same time, Garrett ain't doing anything to help them get some separation
at all. And Daniel Jones can't check down. He doesn't know how to just look at what's going on downfield and go, it's not there, and just check down because he's trying to win so much. But I'm looking at this Washington game today with Nick Mullins in at quarterback, missing throws to wide receivers like Brandon Ayuk, literally dead open across the middle. Nobody within 8 yards of the wide receiver. And he's still not hitting the target. And then when I see Daniel Jones, this is why I got to give Golden Tate his kudos and give him his props, because he's one of the only guys on the Giants team that can catch the ball in traffic. All these other dudes got to be wide open.
Kid Blue, remember what I said on the Young Guns podcast, the episode the week that Golden Tate had his punishment? I said the reason I was on Tate's side before the whole thing on social media, the reason I was on his side when he said get me the ball was because I said he is the only guy that is making plays every week. Golden Tate, that's why I was on his side, is because he is the most consistent wide receiving playmaking weapon that we have.
And it's sad to say that, right?
It's sad to say that. I'm not about to say like, oh my God, Golden Tate.
I mean, I don't know, man. Golden Tate was a guy that before he got traded in that midseason was 1,000 yards every year.
Yeah,
go look at the stats.
Detroit
every year he got 1,000 yards, right? And it's about the demeanor, bro. Golden Tate walks around. He don't care. In that Bucs game when he got that touchdown, he looked right in the camera and he said, "Throw me the ball." The rest of these dudes is looking around like, who gonna make a play?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Darius Slayton catches that that curl route in this game we just had, and just catches the ball and drops it and just wallops back to the freaking lineup, you know, like nothing. You know, have some motivation in you, man. Have some dog in you, man.
I'm just gonna say, like I mentioned storylines earlier and how like not only media but some fans love to twist storylines and whatnot. Right. I just want to say. Because it's gonna happen, and I see somebody say in the chat where we had Odell when Odell used to do that, and Odell used to have that dog mentality every time after he catch a catch, and he did a big play, and he'd show that he's the number one. People used to call us showboating and call him a diva. I just want to put that out there.
Bro, I played ball, man. Those kind of guys want to win. That's why they do stuff like that. That's why you see Odell Beckham.
I'm not arguing against it. I'm just saying this.
No, I'm saying to the person in the chat that says that. Yeah. You know, this is why you see Odell Beckham on the sideline taking the helmet off, throwing the helmet down because he want to win the game. The rest of these dudes is cool with getting that game check and just going back with an L.
Right.
That's why I don't understand why Giants fans ragged on Odell Beckham. As soon as he left, they're like, oh, we didn't need him and blah, 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 blah. Yo, Odell literally extended Eli's career, and he kept his team afloat. Kept football interesting for New York Giants fans for that little tenure that he had. We pretty much had one of the best wide receivers in the league.
2016 does not happen without, I keep saying it's his best season. I don't mean to get into a whole, oh my God, it's the Odell Beckham show now, but in terms of appreciation for him, 2016, we do not make the playoffs without him. That Baltimore game, that Dallas game, there's several games that year, man.
And when you see a game like this today, you go, okay, a prime Odell Beckham, I'll take him over Jabril Peppers. There's games where I'm like, yo, Jabril Peppers, the trade. Everybody want to be so quick to say that we won that trade. It's only been a couple. Odell has been in Cleveland for 2 years, right?
I will say,
2
years. He's so injured now, though. He is so injured now.
It's 2 years, bro. At the end of the day, it's 2 years, and the Giants haven't won no games in them 2 years. So how can we say so abruptly that we won that trade? Because we lost our biggest playmaker. Tell me when you're seeing people making plays on the field like that outside of Saquon Barkley in the past 5 years for the New York Giants. Nobody.
Where I will disagree with that is that he's been so injured that he's not even seeing the field. I feel like that's a win.
Odell Beckham last year had 1,000 yards on a Browns team and it didn't even look good.
He had 1,000 yards on the Giants multiple times and didn't look good.
Oh no, Odell Beckham looked great on the Giants every year. I feel like there was not
talking about the team.
Oh well, yeah, the team. That's one thing, but are we talking about the player? Or are we talking about the team?
No,
because the team is a collective.
You said how it's too quick to judge. I do not think it's too quick to judge because his career is done with the injuries. At least we got somebody like Dexter Lawrence. We got somebody like Jabril out of it.
People gonna say that now, right? But what I'm talking about with jumping the gun on the trade thing, people were saying that. A lot of people were saying that before he got hurt.
Oh, you're talking about like 28, like the first year he was in there, like 2019.
Yeah, I'm talking about in its totality, bro. Because look, it's easy. It's just like the same people that are saying trade Saquon Barkley. It's exactly what you're arguing right now. The same people that are saying trade Saquon Barkley are like, oh, he's injury prone because he's out right now. But when Saquon comes, remember they were saying that about AP? Do y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all remember? And then he came back and had the best season a running back has ever had off a knee injury. It's one of the craziest years ever, right? They couldn't say that no more. So for me, it's like 2 years. You can't use 2 years to say we won the trade with Jabril Peppers, who really has just been all right.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I will say.
I see you, Pest. I know. Pest is like, man, is authentic, right? I don't know. I don't know. Like,
I don't think you're right. That's the. I'm just sitting. Listen, I'm just sitting here right now.
How many interceptions Peppers got?
Listen, one thing has a counter argument. Jabril Peppers is a hell of a lot better than Landon Collins, and I'll take that.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Y'all, hold on. Are y'all forgetting about Landon Collins' rookie year? He was at the top of the league, and he was at the top of the league in interceptions.
Nope.
Landon Collins?
Sophomore year.
Was that the sophomore year?
Yeah.
Okay, so sophomore year.
But I'll definitely take Jabril Peppers over.
I don't know. They seem like very similar players to me, and they wear the same number. It's crazy. Similar players. The only thing is Landon Collins costs a lot more money. That's really it.
Yeah, I agree.
Even then Jabril Peppers is still the better player. If you say they're the same player, but Landon costs a lot more money, then Jabril is still better because he costs a lot less money.
Listen,
I think that's neither here nor there because they weren't traded for each other, right?
Mhm.
But when you look at Jabril Peppers going in as strong safety over Landon Collins, are you trying to tell me that that's a major upgrade?
No,
Yes.
no, we're not saying. I'm
No,
not
no,
saying
no,
that.
no,
How is he
I'm not
the
saying
better
that.
player? How is he
saying
the better
yes.
player?
No,
I'm
this
saying
Yo,
is-
yes.
listen, major
wait a minute.
upgrade
You
doesn't
watch-
have to
if
be
you
better player.
ask-
It could just be
Listen,
upgrade. That's the
Listen, hold
point.
on, hold
Upgrade.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
A minute.
If you ask,
You know I was
Washington
going to
fans-
turn up. Y'all know I was going to
Yo,
turn up when I came
a
through.
minute.
Listen.
I'm getting ready to lose my mind out
Let
here.
Order in the court.
Wait, KB, let Pep go. He hasn't spoken in a minute.
Wait a minute, man.
One
See,
thing I
this
will-
is
yeah,
this is why I have a legitimate problem with people buying into the damn hype, because this is what it turns into after we lose one damn game, y'all.
For sure.
Game, and
For
we're
sure.
sitting here and we're doubling back about Odell freaking Beckham. Like,
No, it's not. It's not
what are we
about doubling
doing
back.
here, y'all?
I'm gonna
are
tell
we-
you what we're doing. We're
what are we doing
overvaluing
here?
this team. And you're putting players, I'm not going to say you in general, but people in the Giants community are putting these players on a pedestal when they don't deserve it. I promise you, go look at Landon Collins' stats and line them up with Jabril Peppers' stats. Landon Collins going to win that argument all day. I guarantee
but
you.
here's the part.
I guarantee you.
Here's the
talking
part.
about 2020.
Hold on.
I'm talking about
hold on.
since the trade or whatever you want to do. Look at Landon Collins for 2 years. He was with us. Pick whatever 2 years you want. Right?
Hold on,
and then go
hold
look
on.
at Jabril Peppers in
Hold
the 2
on.
years with us
Authentic.
and match up
Hold
the
on.
stats. They're going to look pretty
Authentic.
damn
Hold
similar.
On. Hold on, Authentic. Hold on. One thing I will say. This is the part where stats really don't correlate with reality. Okay, because Landon Collins in his time with us, especially in that 2017 year, where his stats. His last year with us in 2017.
2017.
Uh-huh.
His stats still looked good.
Yeah.
They still looked, but he was one of the worst safeties I've ever seen that year. And
So
if
why you think he got the bag?
But hold on. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm about to bring up. Ask Washington fans right now how they feel about Landon Collins.
They
They
want him
don't like
gone.
him.
He's hurt.
Huh?
I
Yeah,
live
but
with the Washington fan. Y'all know that.
Yeah, you know Washington fans. You
I
know
live in
they don't
DC,
like Landon
bro.
Collins.
I know I can gauge the
Authentic, I
temperature
just
out
gotta
here.
say, bro, the fact that you said line up the stats, stats don't tell the whole story.
Hey,
That's all
yo,
I'm gonna
I
say
mean,
to
I was
that.
just getting ready.
Then look,
stats do not tell the
I'm
whole
over
story.
here. I'm
Look.
getting ready to go get us the stiffest.
Do y'all think
freaking
takeaways?
drink I could possibly get.
Y'all think takeaways matter?
Takeaways matter.
When
Yeah,
you play
we're talking
strong
about a
safety,
strong
It
safety.
depends.
Now listen, when you
Not
play
by-
strong
not
safety,
by in the box safety. I don't give a.
You
I
know
don't give a
what
shit
this argument
how many
is?
Okay,
interceptions
this
he
has- what
has.
about-
Same
I want
argument
him
for
to. I want him
pressures
to
versus
knock
sacks.
helmets off.
This
I want
is
him
the
to knock
same argument
helmets
for
off.
pressures and sacks, bro. It's the same argument for
no,
pressures
it's not
versus
because
sacks.
as a defender, you can get deflections, you can get interceptions, you can make. You talking about an in
You
the box
said
safety?
takeaways.
Hold
Takeaways
on,
is
because
interceptions.
you cutting me off like a lot as I'm trying to get the point out, right? Like, look, this is what I'm trying to say to you. When you look at the strong safety position with Jabril Peppers back there, and some of those years with Landon Collins where he was dealing with bum ass cornerbacks like Eli Apple, where this team has a greater set of cornerbacks already, and a leader at free safety in Logan Ryan. This is a better secondary than you've seen in 5 years. And Jabril Peppers, to me, use your eyes. Forget the stats. He looks like Landon Collins in the 21. He looks just like him. He's in the box making tackles.
Right.
But the one difference is Jabril Peppers don't get no interceptions. He's rarely getting interceptions.
I'd agree. I would agree with you with Jabril Peppers. Kind of his body style is the same. He kind of looks just like Landon Collins. I agree with you there. One thing I will say, Jabril Peppers covers a lot better than Landon Collins. And one thing I will say, in 2016, he was one of the best coverage safeties in the NFL. I will admit that.
Peppers or Collins?
Collins. Collins was really good at coverage in 2016, but in 2015, in that 2015 year, he played free safety. He was garbage, right? But that was 2015. We're gonna exclude that. 2017, he went from one of the best covered safeties to one of the worst. He let Blake Jarwin throw all over him. Zach Ertz, you name the tight end, he was killing. They were killing him, and he was a literal liability there. But when it comes to Jabril Peppers, although I don't think Jabril Peppers is as good as covers as people say, he's a lot better than Landon Collins when it comes to that department. I get what you're saying about the interceptions, but if you look at a lot of Landon Collins interceptions, there were. The 2016 year was like an outlier.
Let's not forget 2016 we had a good second.
Right.
Yeah, and I remember some of them picks, man. He was like laid out.
But the turnovers that Landon Collins had, if you look at like most of his turnovers, a lot of them were he was in the right place at the right time, which can attest to his awareness ability, but it like counters it when you see Blake Jarwin get 3 touchdowns in a game because of Landon Collins. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you that, but that's why I say there's been no upgrade there because they look the same. Going into this year, first couple of games, that's exactly what people were saying about Jabril Peppers that he couldn't cover.
I'm gonna go back to saying if they're the same and one is cheaper, then the cheaper one is the upgrade.
And I'll give you that. But then my point about it was that you traded away your best playmaker on your offense to get him, right? So all I'm saying is that don't jump the gun on saying we won that trade. That's all I'm saying because look at our offense. Look at the step back that the offense has taken.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. Even though I'm gonna let Pest. I'm gonna let Pest go. I'm gonna let Pest go, and then you guys can talk. But while you guys just keep talking, I'm gonna just say one thing before I let you guys go off. One thing I will say, I was my video. Everybody gets on me about the whole Jabril Peppers trade because of that video. At that time, I hated the trade. Now I love the trade, even though I think there are some pros and cons to it. And you make some really good points. I think if Odell Beckham was in this lineup, things would be a lot different. Daniel Jones would have somebody to throw to consistently and get open consistently. But at the same time, I still think it was a trade to be made because $20 million for a wide receiver, I'd take Jabril Peppers and Dexter Lawrence and hell, even O'Shane all day. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I still think that I think Dave Gettleman made the right move. But you guys can talk now. Go ahead, Pest. Go off.
Pest, you want me to alley-oop you so you could go off?
I'll
send you the alley-oop, bro.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I don't care how many times Odell Beckham Jr. catches a one-handed ball with a hand behind his back and a foot in his nutsack. I don't care how many times he does it, okay? The players that resulted in the trade that are on this team are way more important in my book because these players are core players, okay? They're core players that we build our team around. If we still had Odell Beckham Jr. on this team, we might not have a Dexter Lawrence. We might not have a Jabril Peppers, and we definitely wouldn't have had a Landon Collins because we wasn't getting ready to pay him the money that he wanted, okay? Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have a Kevin Zeitler, who, by the way, I think we're going to use this as a trade piece down the line, and if we do, that'll be fan-freaking-tastic.
Let's do it.
I'm pretty sure we're going to use this as a trade.
Please, man. Please. That offensive line is looking like garbage again.
It's not. Yo, okay. All right. Cool. Let me give y'all a little precursor to my freaking breakdown game. Y'all about to make me curse in a monetized stream, and I'm trying real hard.
I think you could do it once. This entire stream been clean so far.
This offensive line did not look bad because Arizona's defensive line was that much better. This offensive line did not look bad because our offensive line all of a sudden sucks. This offensive line looked bad today because the Arizona's Cardinals backside of their defense played their ass off, and Jason Garrett has some terrible ass play calls. All right. Nothing changed about this offensive line. Nothing changed about Daniel Jones. The fact of the matter is no one was open downfield. Okay. Daniel Jones got sacked, 6 times today? Right? There was, I'm sorry.
I think it was 7.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Daniel Jones got sacked 7 times today, if that's what the number is. I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but I really only remember one where it was like set, hike, sack. Everything else was
what? The fumble is a set, hike, bang, fumble. Out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
There was others. You remember the one late? Remember after he came up hobbling? You remember when he got sacked tight in the pocket by 2 defenders? That 3 seconds he's on the ground.
Yo, the average time in the pocket in the NFL was about 2.8 seconds. Okay,
is that average? Because I thought Eli was getting rid of the ball fastest at like 2.5.
Eli was getting it out faster. Eli was one of the fastest people getting the ball out of the pocket.
And I
thought he was at 2.5.
The average in the league is about 2.8 seconds, 2.9 seconds in the pocket. I'm gonna tell you why I know this, okay? Because I run a CFM league, and we have to figure out, are the quarterbacks in this game getting too much time in the pocket? So we got to get the slider sets better, and so I had to do research on it. It's 2.8 to 2.9 seconds in the pocket, okay? If you're holding on the ball longer than 3 seconds, you're holding on to the damn ball too long. That's anybody. That's any quarterback.
Today I didn't see that. Today I didn't see that.
he was holding on to the ball forever because there was nowhere to go, except for a couple of times where he missed the open check down.
One thing I will say,
I will give you that though, that the coverage downfield was superb today.
The coverage downfield was great.
But both of your arguments link up together, and I think you guys are fighting a battle that you guys pretty much both agree with.
Somebody's echoing heavy.
Yeah, somebody's echoing bad. I think Pest because he doesn't have headphones on, but you're good, bro.
I don't have headphones.
You're good, bro.
Okay.
But I feel like you guys are both agree with each other, but kind of like don't see how that works. Like Authentic saying the offensive line is really bad. Pet saying it wasn't that bad. It was because of the defensive backs playing their butts off. But one thing I will say, the common denominator here is that even though the offensive line did not play their best, and Arizona played a little better, and the defensive backs played better, Daniel Jones, he was hurt. He couldn't even move in the pocket, causing the offensive line to look bad, right? And there were about 2 or 3 sacks where I saw in there where Daniel Jones tucked the ball, proceeded to look where the hell he's going to go, and say, you know what, screw it.
I can't go no.
I got to get hit. Yeah,
right.
And I just want somebody to let me know, man, because you know what, I'm getting a little up there in age, right? Maybe I'm forgetting things. When did the Arizona Cardinals secondary become ass juice? Because last time I checked, they're good as hell.
Well, they allow a lot of yards
Peterson
to wide
been
receivers.
a dog for a long time.
That's the thing. They just allow a lot of yards to wide receivers. That's pretty much.
But I don't think this is an Arizona Cardinals thing because there's been separation issues with our wide receivers throughout the whole year, right?
Right.
And even during the winning streak, it's not like we looked great on offense, and I just think that we're overvaluing the team a little bit. I've been talking about this all week. All the content creators I've been hearing have been saying, "Oh, just focus on Arizona. Just focus on Arizona." I'm looking at the other teams in the division because I know we need them to lose because this team, like you said, Pest, and I agree with you, Kid Blue. Like me and Pest are seeing eye to eye on a lot of things here, and there's just a little bit of just unclarity here happening.
Right.
You know, just with a few things, but. I mean, come on. Like, this team is not ready to be at the top of a division, but because the NFC East has been so garbaggio, we have a little opportunity here. That's why I'm saying, like, yo, I am looking at these other teams. I want these other teams to lose games because if they don't, the Giants ain't about to go on no 4-game winning streak here again to finish out the season and go into the playoffs and kumbaya to a Super Bowl. It's not going down like that.
Hey, let me have a quick fake fan moment. All right. I wish that the NFC East was better. Okay, I wish that the NFC East was better because then we wouldn't be talking about this dumbass shit. We wouldn't be talking about playoffs.
That's true, man. I need the chance
to be in this position to begin with.
We would all be looking at the draft and stuff like that, and how this team can get better. You know,
my man Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith.
Well, I'm not looking at the draft.
I will come out with my second mock draft already.
See, look, that's the thing that I wouldn't be looking at the draft. All I would be concerned about is, okay, how are they going to play in the next game? We wouldn't be thinking about, we can win the division. Oh, we got to watch for these other teams. Who cares about these other teams? This was not supposed to be the goal this year. Everyone forgot. This was not supposed to be the goal.
The goal every year is to win games, bro.
Listen, the goal every year is to win games, but you have to be honest with yourself. Let them put my fucking coach hat on. There's your swear word because Authentic just brought it out of me. We put my coach hat on, okay?
Alley-oop.
Yes. The goal is to win games. The goal is always to win games, but you also have to be honest with your roster and with your team's abilities, okay? And so the fact of the matter is that you should, as a coach, right, or as a player on a team, we shouldn't be thinking any farther than what's next. What do we got to do next?
Of course. And that was my response to everybody this week. I'm like, bro, you not lacing up the cleats this week. We fans, bro. As a fan, I want playoffs. If I'm a player or I'm a part of the organization, I'm with you, Pest, 100. We can't be thinking about the game against the Browns when we about to face the Cardinals. Of course, we got to be talking 1 week at a time. But as a fan, I got to scope on what I think where this team is at. And this team is not A1, obviously. And I'm not a player. I can't be looking at it like, yo, I'm about to go lace up the cleats and go play against the Arizona Cardinals. All I got to focus on this week is Arizona. Nah, man, I just make content and talk a lot of BS about football, and that's it.
Well, listen. That's the reason why y'all mad, and I'm not. Like, I'm not mad. I'm not pissed.
I do want to reiterate.
I was not pissed off not one time.
I'm more mad at the fan base, bro. I'm more mad at the fan base because last week they're all like, we need Daniel Jones for this game. Da-da-da-da-da. Then he comes in the game, obviously going to be hobbled. Obviously. It's a hamstring. How many people? Yo, did y'all see what the hamstring did to Devontae Adams just a year ago?
Mm-hmm.
You don't just come back off the hamstring and have burst. We're not talking about a guy who's just going to sit in the pocket and throw the ball. Daniel Jones got to win games with his legs. We're talking 6 games where he was the leading rusher for the New York Giants. Yep. The offense don't got enough weapons. I've been saying that. People have been saying we're 1 piece away. We're like 3 pieces away from this offense maybe being right because the wide receiver core is not it. And to speak to the players who are actually out there trying to win, that's why I'm still on Evan Ingram's side. Because he out there still trying to make plays. He dropping passes, yeah, but he's still out there trying to make plays. And if we could get a bona fide number 1, Jason Garrett wouldn't have to be looking towards Evan Ingram to be his main target in his whole scheme.
And this is something.
Somebody
back
say
to
something about garbage. Somebody oh
yeah, come pick it up. Over here they get it on Tuesdays.
Or they say something about the trash being taken out. My bad.
Bro, but look, he be our leading wide receiver.
When it comes to Evan Ingram.
Trash be our leading wide receiver or our leading pass catcher in a lot of games.
Right.
I will say,
don't that say a lot about where this team is at?
What's up, Hub?
I was going to say to Authentics right there, a good amount that also has to do going back again to a lot of this is tied into Jason Garrett's play calling. There's like, for example, today he targeted Darius Slayton a lot. And all the games that Evan Ingram is the leading, pass catcher and whatnot is because he was specifically targeting Evan Ingram. And going back to Jason Garrett's play calling for the same thing, wide receivers not getting open downfield and whatnot. Once again, we're all arguing the same thing. I want to reiterate something I think everybody on this panel would agree with. While we're disappointed with, or Pest is not disappointed with today, but while the other 3 of us are disappointed with today's performance, it doesn't mean that we're not looking forward to next week and saying, you know what, we still got a chance because I still want to make the playoffs. I'm like, I'm looking forward. I'm like, yeah, we still got a chance.
One thing I will say, one thing I can unify us in is whether you're looking for playoffs or whether you're looking for progress. There's 2 sides of the spectrum here. Either way, we might not be getting any of it for the rest of the season because we might not have no Daniel Jones. All right. Yep. So if you want to see progress, you got to see Daniel Jones out there because, hell, I think when it comes to progress, that is the only guy we're looking at right now. Pretty much the main guy we're looking at for progress is Daniel Jones. And if we have listen.
I'm looking at the O-line.
Yeah, I'm looking at the O-line for sure.
I'm looking at the O-line.
We're looking at Daniel Jones.
Man, I saw the first play. I was like,
you're not looking at Daniel Jones more than the O-line?
No, I'm looking at the O-line.
You're saying
this guy's throwing for 120 yards a game, and you're telling me you're not looking at Daniel Jones?
I'm looking at the O-line. I'm looking at the O-line. The O-line has to listen. We are going to travel as far as our trenches are going to take us, based on the way that this team is built. We are only going to go as far as our trenches. So that is the priority. Okay. Now Daniel Jones, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not watching him to see him get better. Okay. But I need our offensive line to be stout, okay? So I'm focused on them more than anything else because I still believe that the rebuild is 2 more off seasons from being finished anyway.
I can't, Pest. I can't do it.
This offseason that's coming up, and then next season's gonna go. We are still 2 years away.
And I agree with what you're saying about the offensive line for sure. It does start in the trenches. The first play of this game on offense, I was like, oh, we're going to win this battle today. And then they just started getting bullied around. Yeah. But I also think that a lot of that is going to come on the play caller too, because Jason Garrett in this game, why do we come out passing the ball so much early on in this game?
Oh, yeah, bro, your answer would be as good as mine. I was working. I don't know if you know out there. I work during Sundays, so I can't even be watching the game. So I listen on the radio, WFAN radio, and so I'm hearing pass after pass. Even though we started running the ball well in the beginning, we just no, we're not gonna do it. I mean, he was Wayne Gallman in like 3 or 4 carries. He was averaging like 8 yards a carry. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. And now we're just passing the ball around like it's nothing.
And then you know what happens on the next drive? They bring in Alfred Morris. Yeah, and Alfred Morris got the boatload of the second drive. I'm thinking, like, what is he doing? I'm thinking, is he maybe trying to, because they kind of did something like this against Seattle and against Cincinnati a bit, right? Where it was like they didn't commit to the running game until about the third quarter in both of those games. Mm-hmm. And with the Cincinnati game, I think the only reason why he committed was because Daniel Jones got knocked out the game. So he was like, well, I guess I got to just run the ball every play. And then finally, that got us to really take advantage and take over that game. That score of that game, I believe, was 21-19, is not as close as the game actually was because we ran the ball more in the second half. This game, I'm like, is he saving something for the tank? Maybe he's going to bring Gallman in with fresh legs in the third and fourth quarter and we're going to dominate. Nothing. You don't get it. I've been supporting Jason Garrett all year long. Y'all, if y'all watch my content, I've been supporting Jason Garrett all year long because I'm like, no offseason, no preseason, COVID. I'm trying to give him the pass, so I kind of try to, make the first 4 games null and void. But it's like when you calling games like that, I mean, but Pest, you made me feel a lot better when I saw your video. You were like, we playing with house money. You right. Everybody ain't expect us to go and win against Seattle. And if they did, they was loony.
And the thing about running the ball, which is a great point, it was exactly like the first half against Seattle, is that the difference is this time when you got into the second half, it was too late if you wanted to commit to the run. You needed to start passing to catch up. We were down about 3 scores at that point.
Yeah, was it
20-0?
Yeah, it was 20-0.
Oh yeah, because we 13-0. But then it's the thing, the Jason Garrett drive, we come out of the half and we stop them. The 3rd and 1 that Kid Blue's talking about is right after that. It was a 2-score game, and we were in our own territory within our own 20-yard line. He passed it on 1st down, ran it to Wayne Gallman on 2nd down for 9 yards, and then he passed it on 3rd and 1. That was the last window we had right there. I was like, this joint done.
That was a wrap.
That was it.
Burrito.
Yeah, and for 9 yards, mind you. So he didn't have confidence to run for 1 more yard? We got 9 yards off of 1 run?
That's what baffled me.
Dylan Peterson said, how do you think Kyler – oh, this is interesting. How do you think Kyler played today?
I think Kyler
made the plays.
Yeah, he made
the plays.
Exactly.
I think Kyler actually, I feel a little salty right now, but I think Kyler actually, even though he took what was given to him, he did a really good job at doing that.
He converted when he needed to convert.
Yeah. And so he uses he actually manipulated the hell. We talked about this earlier. He manipulated the hell out of his spies. So Jabril Peppers, he'll step up, wait for Jabril Peppers to come in and just dip. So he did a really good job manipulating that. One thing I will say about this defense, and I've been saying this ever since I did my film review on week 3 against San Francisco. This team, although it's great, and people are going to hate me for saying this is one of the worst zone defensive teams I've seen in a while. This team cannot play zone. This team does not understand zone concepts. Okay, you run a cover 3, and you run. And it's mostly the linebackers. The defensive backs, I think they're okay. It's the linebackers. Even Blake Martinez has been doing a better job than I thought in coverage. But by my God, how many tight ends that I don't even know the name of? Who the hell is Dan Arnold getting in back of these guys and catching for a first down with nobody in the vicinity?
And we missed Darnay Holmes today. Julian Love in the slot was just like, it was just bad. And I'll tell you the difference in this game. Patrick Graham, he schemed this game a lot different than he did against Seattle. Against Seattle, they ran cover 2-man, which is like, people don't run cover 2-man that much in the NFL no more. And it's one of my favorite defenses. I love cover 2-man. The
toughest defense, the defense that compete, run that cover 2-man. They're the dogs. They're the dogs. They say one-on-one, I got you one-on-one. Yep.
You can do that, and in this game, they relied on the front 4. They played a lot of zone. They were doing some 3-4. They were playing a lot of zone, but this was the difference. Last week, when Russell Wilson would peel out of the pocket after the first wave of pressure, there was another wave of pressure. So by the time he would create a little room, sidestep, maybe get out the pocket when he's trying to make that throw down the field, you saw it on about 2 or 3 of the sacks at least, where he would pump fake and he'd be ready to throw, but he just didn't have the time, and then he would get sacked. In today's game, Kyler Murray, when he escaped the pocket, nobody was there. He had all day. He could just run it. He could choose, if I want to run it, I'll run it and get 5 yards, easy, step out of bounds, not take a big hit. Or I'm going to step up to the line, like you're saying, which is going to draw people like Jabril Peppers up, and I'm going to throw it over top.
Yep. That's it. Listen, Kyler Murray did what he had to do today to get the job done. And he's smart as hell, man. That's why I couldn't. He is so not just because of athletic ability. He is so like Russell Wilson. It's crazy. And they play in the same division. Just watching those two play, how they manipulate other guys because he says, hey, I could run. If I step out this pocket, I'm going to break down the whole defense right now, break up your zones, do all that, and then I'm going to throw the ball because I'm better than half of the immobile quarterbacks that rely on their throwing ability. That's Kyler Murray's that smart, man.
And he's super accurate, man. I don't know if you saw that post route where he created some space in the pocket and created some time, and then he stepped up like he was about to run it, and he just sidearm let that thing go right across the middle.
That play was impressive. I can't even.
Super, and the pass was just perfect, and it really made me start to think about Daniel because Daniel's problem is when the hands get near his face, the accuracy starts to go away. I see it from Herbert, too. When Herbert gets hands in his face, he was throwing some passes today where I'm like, golly, the hand right in his face.
This man, Kyler's a midget. He can't even see all over the offensive line, and he's still throwing dimes. There's no excuse. And you got to see, Kyler Murray, he has this signature throw where he's about to get hit. He'll throw it and just go like this.
Yeah, trying to protect himself.
He did that today. He did that today. He just threw it and like this, and he completed the pass, bro.
One thing that shouldn't go unnoticed today about Kyler Murray is that he had a bounce back game with his legs. For the past 4 games,
Yeah,
which
he was throwing like
Cardinals
15
struggled,
yards. Yeah.
he was averaging 15 to 20 yards a game, and they lost. Today, he got about, I want to say, at least
And that's
60,
the
and they
thing
won.
that's
Tyler,
the thing
when
that
he
scared
goes
me.
on his legs, he's
Yeah.
much better in the passing game. And for some reason, the Cardinals offense just performs a lot better. They even pulled
Well,
up a stat during the game. They're like 11-5 when he's good running on the ground.
And
Well,
man, they
that's what
just
I
let
said,
us hang around. You can't forget about the big run Kyler had right before the half too, when they had the penalty on the field goal attempt that they missed from 55 yards out, and then he ended up running and he got like 20 on that run, 25 yards too. But they let us hang around today. If we had any inkling of offense on this team, that game was ours to win. And I just think for me, when it comes to quarterback, right, you're not going to have the best player at every position. But if you don't have the best quarterback, which I think Daniel Jones is very capable, but it's obvious he's not one of the top 5 kind of guys in the league, you got to put guys around him, and if you don't, he's going to look really bad. So that's the emphasis on this game that I took away from this game was that the lack of weapons and Daniel Jones being hobbled by the injury for sure. But if you out there, I expect you to ball out. Play to your best capability. And if you can't, you should be saying, I can't play. He looked in the first half like he was there. I didn't see him grabbing the hamstring or nothing until something tweaked it mid-game. It looked like
that's what I was saying.
There.
That's
It
what
was,
that injury.
it was literally when they got a couple more sacks on him. I think he just landed the wrong way or something.
That's what I was saying. With that injury to hamstring, and Bad Dog even said it too because he works out a lot. He says that's the type of injury. Those hamstring injuries are so deceiving because they'll make you think that you're okay. And I bet Daniel probably thought he was okay. But it's one of those things where anything can happen. I mean, you can move the wrong way and you're just going to hurt it again. So that's what that's unfortunate. But I said this already. I said, back in the Seattle game, if he's not good, don't play the guy, man. And now he has the the chance of missing the rest of the season now, man. So
is that what they're saying after the press conference that he tweaked it enough where it might
it's just like if you retweak a hamstring, it's like it could be
because the normal healing process of a hamstring injury, even like low risk ones, is like 2 to 3 weeks.
Usually 2 weeks at least for a strain. Yeah. So the one positive note that I saw from it was that he finished and he was running. In the game where he got knocked out, it was like he tried to get back out there and it was like the hamstring said, "Hold up."
Here's the thing, though, guys. Like if I'm somehow part of the Giants organization and I know he retweaked it, I'm sitting him this upcoming game. I want him to get as much resting as possible because I'm looking forward to like years down the line. You know what I'm saying? If he's going to be here for years down the line, I'm probably sitting him against the Browns, maybe even against the Ravens, depending on how, what the medical staff is saying. But at the very least, I would want him to sit against the Browns, looking towards the future, not looking towards the immediate things right now.
I didn't like how the game plan changed when Daniel Jones went to quarterback. The game plan should have been similar to what they did with Colt McCoy in Seattle.
Right. I said the same thing.
They tried to go back to a passing game plan as if this dude never missed a game. But they really should have just hammered the rock. And Giants Nation, we let them know. We invested in the Wayne train. Hub is making T-shirts, man. We invested in that Wayne train. I literally, bro, on my podcast today, I was playing the all day. For them to not run the rock is ridiculous to me, man, because it was so glaring obvious, that we needed to run the rock. And I know people are like, they want to give Joe Judge the pass, but that's why you got the head coach in there. You need to go check that OC and be like, bro, you need to be running that damn rock.
Yo, thank you. You brought that up. I literally was asking this during the stream. I'm like, yo, I'm putting a lot of blame on Garrett right now. I said this during the stream, but I'm like, yo, how come Judge isn't like, because he's always about accountability. How come he's not going over to Garrett and saying, hey, yo, bro, you need to run the ball? He stepped in
on the O-line.
You better start running this damn ball.
I'm surprised. Yeah. I'm like, yo, he fired the offensive line coach. He's really not about to go over to Jason Garrett and be like, yo, you need to run the ball a little bit more. Yeah, I literally asked that on stream.
Yeah, the whole I'm a special team coordinator thing ain't gonna fly here, man. He already fired the offensive line coach. You got to get up.
It seems like there's some type of double standard to Garrett. Maybe Garrett really wasn't, a Judge and Gelman guy. Maybe he was a Mara guy. I don't know, but because there seems to be a double standard there.
Yeah, it's interesting because I remember when he first got hired, they talked about they had great camaraderie in the first couple of weeks and stuff like that. And Joe Judge was talking about how he learned a lot from Jason Garrett being a head coach already. This is the highest level of football. We got to put the egos to the side, feelings to the side. Run the rock.
I don't know.
It's too obvious.
Right.
I don't know, man. And like, see, it's funny because Kush, I think you're onto something because I kind of feel the same way. Like this isn't a Joe Judge type of deal. It's the same thing with Colombo. Like that was a package deal with Garrett.
Right. I feel like that. Mm-hmm.
And you know, I don't think that. Here's the thing. I don't think that you know, Joe Judge is going to fire Garrett. Right. I don't think that's going to happen during the season. I don't think it's a smart move. But what I do hope is that Joe Judge and Jason Garrett get into a heated argument, like a heated ass argument, and fists actually get thrown because something's got to change here, man.
Yeah.
Now, if it's not Joe Judge that brought him in, do you think it might have been a Gettleman move? Because I mean, it don't seem like it'd be an ownership move.
I don't think it would even be a Gettleman move. That's why I'm like, I don't think it's a Judge.
I think Gettleman said, hey, I believe in this Joe Judge guy, but like, hey, he's a rookie head coach. This guy used to be a head coach. Maybe they can learn something from each other. And Jason Garrett is used to facing the Giants. He's a former Giant. You know, there's a lot of
the reason I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I would pick something out of that was that if he said, you know, he can learn something from a former head coach. I mean, you already had Freddie Kitchens hired from like the get-go.
Well, Freddie Kitchens only coached 1 year as a head coach.
Freddie Kitchens was terrible as a head coach.
He couldn't even handle Baker Mayfield.
You could literally learn what not to do from that.
Yeah, but I mean, Jason Garrett is much more, I guess, decorated than Freddie Kitchens.
Let's not forget how much Demarius loved Garrett. He is a former Giant, man.
Yeah, he's a former Giant. That's why I say he's a former Giant. So, you know, and I'm pretty sure Gettleman was probably on the staff when Garrett was a quarterback here. So,
I don't know. But KB, I'm gonna have to head out now. I'm actually gonna hop into the Zoom call with the meeting we're gonna have. Hopefully you.
I'm gonna end the stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop out.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in. Shout out to Pest. Shout out to Authentic, KB as well. I'm be out. Yeah, peace.
Salute, fam. Peace, yo.
All right, man. Well, yeah,
listen.
Oh man, wrong one. Wrong one. There we go.
Let's make me the large screen.
Everybody around, yeah. Yo, he's like,
I'm
you remember when Colin Cowherd's desk was like half the room size?
Yeah.
Else sat that's what BBS is doing to us right now. Make you guys real small.
I'm in charge here. I'm in charge.
Nah, I feel you.
But man, listen, as far like I said, there's a struggle here because there's one side of the Giants fan base and wants progress, right? One side of the fan base wants the playoffs. Now there is a mixture of in between, you know. Of course, people that want progress probably wants playoffs too. People that wants playoffs probably wants the progress too. There's always a mixture there. But one thing I will say is that we might not be getting any the rest of the season. I'm not saying that as a judgment of one game. Hold on, Pest. I'm not saying a judgment of one game. I know how those people are, right? Is they replace everybody. You know, start from scratch. We all suck, right?
Bro, I'm losing my mind on Twitter off that because it's
I already got it in my
Joe
comments.
Judge is the coach of the year. Right? And then next week you get an elder like, fire everybody. We need to start all over again. It's like, yo, you cannot build camaraderie like that if we just keep firing people, man.
That's the reaction from people with the mentality of us. We need to win a Super Bowl now. And it's like, bro, it doesn't work that way. Like,
but they're the same ones who were saying tank.
Yeah, absolutely.
They bipolar,
very
bipolar crazy.
Yeah,
100%. Same people talk about tanking. Same people talk about trading, you know, Saquon and getting rid of Daniel Jones, doing all this stuff. But then we start winning, and they're like, "Oh, we're the best team in the world."
Right,
it's like,
right.
You guys should really calm down because we're not there yet.
It kills me. It's so flip flop and so fickle, bro. It's crazy.
You said something real interesting, Authentic. You know, you talked about, you know, for this game. If we had a better offense, it'd be more competitive. Listen, I would extend that to the entire season with the exception of the 49ers game. If we had a better offense, we'd have a way better record than we do right now.
Yeah.
And so this offseason, the priority needs to be offense.
It
needs
100.
to be offense. That has to be the priority. Now, I know that we have some people that we need to extend. I know that we have some people that we don't want to go away. Everybody has been talking about we need to keep this defense 100% together. And I'm one of those people who said that we need to keep this defense 100% together. And so in order for us to do that, that means that we can't go super crazy in free agency with wide receivers and whatnot.
Right.
But in the draft, we need to be drafting wide receivers the way we drafted linemen in the draft before. Like
the way we was trying to chase that edge rusher. You're right.
We need to aggressively go and get skilled position players on offense. And if we want to focus, on getting one edge rusher in free agency, okay, cool. But the priority for at least for the draft, the priority got to be offense. It's got.
One thing I will say is that now that the Giants are putting themselves in position, they have like 5 wins on the season, and so that kind of boosts them up in draft stock a little bit. It kind of puts them out of like the top 5 area. And if we don't make the playoffs, and we stick with that like top 10 range and not the top 5, we may be in position to get like a Jamar Chase, right? That might be where his value is. Not like in the top 5. I don't think, even though he's a great wide receiver, I don't think he'll get there. But like we might just like right in just be landing with Jamar Chase, just out of nowhere. So
which would be awesome. I do think that the Giants might want to try to address wide receiver or another weapon, maybe a tight end or something. In a trade deal too, like get rid of some players here and try to bring somebody in, because you're not always going to find that guy in the draft. And we saw with free agency when we signed Golden Tate. Remember when we signed Golden Tate, there was really no one out there. I thought the Golden Tate was a decent signing at the time because there really wasn't no other wide receivers on the market like that.
Right. That's why we need to go into the draft. We need
facts.
Focus on it in the draft, man.
Yeah. And you're right, bulk it up. Like go get 4 of them. Bulk it up.
Yeah, let's just go crazy on wide receivers.
And speed. Get some speed out there, man. Like I know a lot of people want the bigger target, Plaxico Burress vibes. Even I've been influenced by that whole thing. Like get this guy who can catch 50-50 balls. But like I also want a guy who's like DJ Moore or Tariq Hill or Brandon Ayuk. Somebody who you could give him the reverse and he could just make a play out of it. Or he can get separation by just simply having the straight speed to do it. But right now, this wide receiver core with Sterling Shepard and Golden Tate, 2 guys who really aren't, speedsters.
Listen, you know what? It's funny that you bring up Ayuk because there was a play in the game against the football team tonight where it was a wide receiver screen. It was a trip. It was a trip set on the right, and essentially when the ball got hiked, all 3 wide receivers came running underneath towards the left, and Ayuk got hit, and he just essentially followed everybody, and got like 10, 12 yards. And I was like, yo, I would love to be able to run a play like that on our
I would love that. I would love that, man.
So nice. Because just the way the play looked, it just worked great. And it confused people. And boom, straight shot, 12 yards. I was like, that was a nice ass play. That's a play.
I don't know if it's assessing the right talent or what, man, but the Giants just been missing. We on the offensive side of the ball, we've been missing major. And like Darius Slayton was a bit of hope there at wide receiver. And he's a fast guy too, but he's not a quick guy to me. You know what I mean? Like he ain't one of the dudes that's gonna make you miss.
Yeah, he don't make you miss. He's just like burner speed, man.
Straight line speed.
Yeah. Yep. But this was a great stream, guys. I gotta go. I wish I could stay longer, but I gotta go.
I'm with you. I'm right there too, bro.
I gotta get out of here myself.
Yeah. All right, guys. But this was a great stream. Authentic. Thank you so much for joining in. Pest, you're my boy. Thank you so much for joining the stream, bro. But yeah, we off this, man. See you guys later.
Hey, peace, y'all.